Alright, let's look at the last two problems in 9.8 and Module 9. We're going to graph these systems of linear inequalities. It asks us to use the 2-point method here. So I'm going to use the intercepts for this first one. I'm going to let x equal 0 and y equal 0. So when I put 0 in for x, I get 5y equals negative 35. Remember, we use the equal sign when we're establishing our boundaries here, so we get 0, negative 7, which is here. And then when I put 0 in for y, I get 7x is equal to negative 35. I get x equals negative 5. So there's my intercepts. I'm going to come over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember that this is dashed here. And then this one will be solid. I'm just going to write that down now. But so I'll make a dashed line through there using my ruler. Lucky for you, the Hawk system will just plot that line for you once you've established that it's dashed and you put your 2 points in. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is, you probably figured this out if you've watched some of the videos, I'm going to test 0, 0 to see if it's true or false in my original, and I'll do that right up here, okay? So I'm going to test 0, 0. I have 0 plus 0 is less than negative 35. 0 is less than negative 35 is false, okay? So I am going to shade the opposite side of that, which is going to be this way. And I'm just making a note to myself where I would shade, okay? Then we've seen this before. My x value is negative 2, and I'm going to pick y values. So I'm just going to do negative 2, 0 and negative 2, 4. So there's those points stacked vertically, and it's a solid line through there. Okay. I'll draw in my solid line. I'm not going to do this one on Desmos. You could do it if you'd like. So I've got the solid line in there. And where is greater than, okay? Greater is to the right of this line, okay? So greater than is this way, and what ends up happening is the intersection is right here, okay? So looking at the last one now and then we'll have a little bit of discussion of what a no solution might look like using Desmos, but look at this last one here. It asks us to use the 2-point method. We have to be a little bit careful on this one. Just when we use our intercept method here, we got to be careful to get our signs right. So when I put 0 in for x, there's no real problem here. I get negative 5y equals 45, and I get y equals negative 9. Okay, so I'm going to plot that. That's right here. And then when I put 0 in for x, or for y, this is where it gets a little confusing for some students. I have 0 is equal to negative 6 plus 45. We have to remember to move this 45 over, or we could have moved the 6x over. We just have to isolate our x term. So I have negative 45 equals negative 6x. And I get x is equal to, in this, if you divide it out into calculator, and it's a little easier to plot when it's 7.5. So I come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and halfway to 8. Okay, and then that's going to be a dashed line because there's no equal to sign. Okay, as I draw the dashed line, maybe you start thinking about what point we're going to test here. Well, we might as well use 0, 0 because it's pretty easy to test. When I put 0, 0 into this original, I get 0 is less than 0 plus 45, and 0 is less than 45 is true. So I'm going to shade the side that 0, 0 falls on. Okay. Then looking at this last one here, again, I'm going to use the intercept method. So I'll put 0 in for x to start, and I have negative y equals negative 6. I get 0, 6. So 0, 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is right here. And then I'm going to put 0 in for y, and we have to be a little careful. Like I said here, we got 0 is equal to 4x minus 6. So I have to move either the x term or the 6 over. So I'm going to move the 6 over, or add 6 is kind of the way I learned algebra, is the undoing process. So I'll divide by 4. I get x equals 1.5. So I have 1.50. 1.50 is right here. And then I'm going to draw in a solid line. And why I draw the solid line, you might already be thinking about what happens with 0, 0. Well, if I test 0, 0, I have 0 is greater than or equal to 0 minus 6. 0 is greater than or equal to negative 6, which is true. Okay, so I would shade to this side of the solid line. And we get a pretty massive shaded intersection spot here, okay? But you'll be able to just mark that in the Hawk system. Now, real quick, I want to show you something in Desmos. I graphed two inequalities here. The red one you can see is the bottom one here. Well, it ends up being the top one in the graph, but the bottom inequality here. And then I have the grayish one here. And if I ask you where do those two overlap each other, and if you zoom out, you never will they overlap each other. So there would be no solution. So be prepared for seeing something like that, where there's no solution to a system of linear inequalities. Okay. Well, that wraps up Module 9. Hopefully you found the videos useful. Thanks.